All right, so you're looking to build a website for your small business and trying to decide which web design platform to use to do that. And it looks like you've narrowed it down to Weebly versus WordPress. So I'm going to explain the major differences between Weebly and WordPress as simply and concisely as I can, and hopefully help you out in your decision-making process. So let's get started. So I use both Weebly and WordPress in my web design business. I'll be honest, I actually use Weebly about 90% of the time, mainly because I believe Weebly meets the needs of the vast majority of small businesses out there. But that said, I do love WordPress as well, and I use it to build my blog, obviously. So I'm going to explain the differences between the two in 6 different categories. First, we'll talk about the ease of use, then pricing, blogging, SEO, the e-commerce, and of course customer service. So let's take a look at Weebly versus WordPress in those 6 different categories. So first up is ease of use, and to be honest, it's not even close. Weebly takes the cake on this one, and really it's their biggest selling point is how easy it is to use their interface and build a really beautiful website even if you don't have any web design skills. So their interface basically incorporates a drag and drop style interface, and it shows a live preview of what your website will look like as you make the edits to it. So I'll give you an example. All the content over here on the left hand side, this is the stuff you would drag and drop into the website when you want to add content. So let's say I would like to add a clickable button. So we just go to the button part, click and drag, and drop that in. And so we're going to change the style a little bit. I kind of like the white button. Let's do that. And obviously we don't want it to say button text. So let's say click me. Actually, the white doesn't work out so well. Let's do black instead. There we go. And just edit the text. Click me. And maybe we'll center that, make it look a little bit better. Done. And of course I can add a link to it to actually click to something, but you see just how easy it is to just drag and drop content into the interface. By far the easiest in the industry and on the market, and Weebly's biggest selling point. WordPress, on the other hand, is very different. It doesn't have that drag and drop functionality, the live preview feature that Weebly has. I have seen a plugin you can download that has something similar, but it's not nearly as intuitive as Weebly is. So with WordPress, things are all taking place in the back end. On the left-hand side, you'll see different menus with like pages, posts, media. That's where all the stuff you upload, like pictures and videos, are hosted in the library there. And here's an example of the pages section. Here's a few pages that I have in my blog. Let's take a look at one of these so you can see what it takes to edit one of them. And the hard thing with WordPress and nailing down the ease of use is that it's so customizable that it could either be really easy or be really difficult, and that depends on the theme you use, what kind of plugins you have installed. So you can make it simpler, but you can also make it more advanced, and that's a big reason why WordPress is so popular, is that it's so customizable and you can kind of customize it to suit your own needs. But here's an example of a page I have published on my website. And so to make the changes, it's kind of a standard, basically, word processor. You have all the text editing, links, and some photo editing changes at the top. And you basically just add the text and images in here, videos, links, whatever. And then you can preview the changes so you can see what they look like before you publish the page, make it live. I'll have that load up in a minute. And then obviously there's an update button down here, and this will publish any changes I make to this page, which I already have published on my blog. So this is what it looks like right now, and this is what it looks like when I want to make the changes. So it's not super difficult by any means, but it is a little bit more advanced than Weebly. And if you have little to no web design skills, then Weebly is definitely the better option for you. The pricing can be a bit tricky to figure out between Weebly and WordPress, mainly because Weebly is an actual company with customers, And WordPress is an open source platform that companies use in their products. So let's look first at what Weebly's pricing looks like. And it varies quite widely based essentially on features. So they have a few different packages to choose from. You can get a free Weebly website. I wouldn't recommend it because then you simply just get a subdomain of Weebly. You don't get your own custom domain. So basically, instead of rapidweblaunch.com, it would be rapidweblaunch.weebly.com. And no one's going to take you seriously if you have a .weebly.com domain. And also, you'll get a giant banner ad across the bottom of your site. So it'll look really unprofessional. So the cheapest option is $8 a month, but you got to check, of course, that's when paid annually. If you're paying monthly, I believe it's $12 a month. And then, of course, you have the Pro and Business packages. And these basically differ based on features. If you need things like HD video and audio, video backgrounds, password protection, you're going to want to go with the Pro version. I use the Pro version minimum on all of my customers' websites because, let's be honest, you should have HD video and audio and video backgrounds and all those bells and whistles that websites have these days. If you're looking to do e-commerce stuff, we'll talk about that a little bit later. With WordPress, as mentioned, it's quite a bit different because they are not a company with customers. WordPress is an open source software that companies use in their products. So you will have to find your own company that offers WordPress hosting services. And there's literally thousands to choose from. I personally use Bluehost. They're one of the most popular on the internet. You've probably heard of them before or seen commercials of them before. Some people love to hate on them, I guess, because they're one of the biggest and most popular, or people have had poor experiences. I mean, when you're that big, it's going to happen. But I've been with them for a few years. I host multiple sites with Bluehost, and I've had zero problems with them. I've had great experience. And they have some of the most affordable hosting in the industry. It starts at just $2.95 a month. So I'll throw a link down in the description if you want to click through and try them out. Full disclosure, I'll get a little bit of a cut if you do sign up with them, but you know what? This is all free content, so it'd be nice to get a little bit of a paycheck every now and then. But yeah, I've had zero problems with Bluehost. Love using them. That said, there's thousands to choose from. But if you're using WordPress, you will have to find your own web host. I know another popular one people like to use is called SiteGround. But anyways, there's lots to choose from. But there's one more thing that with WordPress, you will be responsible for managing on your own. With Weebly, they will give you a domain name included. They'll take care of the hosting. You don't have to deal with any of that advanced stuff. With WordPress, you're going to have to deal with that on your own. Something else to keep in mind when you're comparing the cost between Weebly and WordPress is that is ongoing maintenance. Because with Weebly, whenever you need to make changes to your site, little text, photo, video, whatever changes, you can do that yourself for free pretty easily, as you saw. With WordPress, unless you know what you're doing, there's a good chance you're going to have to hire a web designer every now and then to make some simple changes for you. And at $30 to $50 an hour, that can add up real quick. So something to keep in mind with long-term costs, the differences between Weebly and WordPress. When it comes to blogging, WordPress wins, hands down. It's really not even close. Weebly, their biggest weakness, in my opinion, is their blogging features. They do make it really easy to have a blog on your website. Again, they make everything really easy. And making new posts is the same concept with the whole drag and drop content into the page. So it's super easy, and it's great if you're looking to just write some articles, create content, basic photos and videos, just to kind of add more content to your site and boost your Google rankings, improve your SEO. It's great for that. But when it comes to more advanced options, more customization for your SEO, even basic things like social media sharing icons, they still only have Facebook and Twitter as options to share your blog posts. And in this day and age, when there's so many other places to share content, it's just far too dated. So it is something that Weebly has kind of neglected for far too long. I'm hoping they have some new options soon. But if you're looking to start a blog or take blogging really seriously, Yeah, see here they only have Facebook and Twitter as sharing options. But if you're looking to start a blog or take blogging seriously, Weebly is not the best place to do it, and that is WordPress wins by far. So let's talk about what makes WordPress so great when it comes to blogging. I run my own blog on WordPress, as does probably 80 to 90% of blog owners on the internet, and that's because it offers the full customization you need to really make it your own. To inject it with your own personality, your own flair, your own style. And if you want people to follow your blogs and read your content, it has to have all of those things. You need that full customization. So this is what my blog looks like, hosted on WordPress and made on WordPress. And this is what the backend looks like on the post page. So these are just a list of the posts I've written. I won't go into full detail of all the different customization features, but I'll just emphasize that you really can do whatever you want to write your content, create your content. Something that Weebly just doesn't have. Weebly's a little too cookie cutter for when it comes to blogging. If you want to monetize your blog or create income in any way, as I do from your blog, you definitely need to be using WordPress. All right, I'm going to try to make this one as quick as possible. You absolutely can rank Weebly websites in Google. Don't believe what anyone tells you when they say you can't. I've done it multiple times. I do it with my own main website. I get a lot of hate from web designers and other people in the industry for saying that Weebly is good for SEO. And frankly, you can rank any website in any platform. The biggest complaint, I guess, designers make about Weebly is that some of the coding in the background is not very good. Sometimes it can make it a bit hard for Google's bots to crawl your website or can slow down the site a bit. That's true, but it's a much smaller issue than people make it out to be. They blow it way out of proportion. Both Weebly and WordPress, you can rank your website well in Google and use them both for SEO strategies. I do use both. And the thing is with WordPress, it's obviously a platform that's built for SEO, but because it's so customizable, you can end up ruining your website and actually hurting your SEO. You can start making it load really slowly. You can build a terrible user experience. So, and the same is true with Weebly. It comes down, when it comes to SEO, it comes down to user experience and the quality of the links you're getting back to your website. I made an entire video on YouTube you can watch about how you can rank your Weebly website in Google. I suggest you watch that if you're curious about that. But when it comes to SEO, either Weebly or WordPress works just fine. It's less important what platform you build the website on. It matters more how you do it, how you built your website, what the quality of the website is, and what are the quality of the backlinks you're getting to your website to tell Google that you are an authority that should be listened to. So both Weebly and WordPress are just fine for search engine optimization. So as I mentioned before, we would talk about e-commerce or online stores options. And I separated the two because when it comes to online stores, the pricing for Weebly goes up a bit. And that's understandable because there's obviously more features and more work to be put into the website with things like payment processing, inventory management, shipping, task calculator, SSL security, all the goods. So when it comes to pricing for your e-commerce store, Weebly compares very well to their competitors. Like, it's still very affordable to have your online store online. Other competitors usually charge more than that. So one of the best pricing options in the industry. And then when it comes to managing your store, again, Weebly's ease of use is highlighted here. They make it super easy to do a step-by-step process of adding your products, your store information, shipping, taxes, and then they have all these helpful articles, tutorials, and tips to help your site rank better, e-commerce tips. They really hold your hand the entire step of the way. So the e-commerce option overall from Weebly, I would say, is very good. Like everything else with WordPress, when it comes to e-commerce, you have way more options and way more functionality, but that also comes with some complications and some more advanced skills required. With Weebly, it's all integrated within their platform. With WordPress, you're going to have to choose an e-commerce plugin to integrate into your site. There's actually an infographic on my blog that a friend of mine shared with me that lists just some of the options that you can integrate into WordPress. And you can see how for a newbie, this can get pretty overwhelming pretty quickly. The infographic is pretty helpful on ranking which ones are best, but still, it is something for more advanced users. If you're looking to sell, whether it's digital or physical products, but you're looking to build a very large site, WordPress would definitely be the better option. But you also are going to have to kind of know what you're doing. So if you want super simple and straightforward and affordable, go with Weebly. If you're looking to build something big, WordPress is your better option. Customer support. This is also an easy one because, as I mentioned before, Weebly is a business. WordPress is a platform. So if you have an issue with Weebly while building your website, they have customer support. They have an entire website built towards tutorials and tips and forums and other people, community members you can talk to for help. And of course, if you still need help, you can email them or give them a call. And there's someone, a human person, to pick up the phone. If you have an issue with your WordPress site, you don't get that. The only support you're going to get is through the company that's hosting your website. And really, they're generally only going to help you out if the issue is related to hosting, because you don't pay them for support outside of that. So if you get stuck with something on WordPress, you are basically going to be Googling how to fix it or looking at internet forums, or you want to pay a web designer to fix it for you. So when it comes to customer service, Weebly definitely wins in this category. So to summarize, both Weebly and WordPress have their pros and cons. I love them both for different purposes. So let's try to simplify this as much as possible. You should get Weebly if you have little to no web design skills, you have a tight budget and affordable options are a priority, you want access to free customer service, and you want a no-hassle, simple, beautiful website for your small business. You should get WordPress if you have moderate to advanced web design skills or are eager to learn, you have a moderate or large budget and affordable options aren't a priority, you plan on taking blogging seriously and building a large blog, you will be using your website for affiliate marketing or other monetization strategies, and you don't mind dealing with all the little hassles that can come with self-hosted websites. And that's it. So if you have any questions or did I miss something, make sure to yell at me in the comments below. Thanks for watching.